Hello, people. Kemcho. I am back after a while. Work calling, so could not quickly make this video soon after we won the T20 World Cup that we were so hoping to win. And it was such a nice feeling seeing Rohit Sharma and Dhoni both walk out with the T20 World Cup trophy just before the beginning of the match. And of course, some power packed performances from Ricky Martin and Sukhbir, and I guess Falguni Pathak also was there. So it was very nice. It was a fantastic Sunday to kind of be in anticipation of the match, and then at the end of it, have a fantastic sleep because we won. Imagine there were so many odds against us. I'll tell you, there were five. Okay, which of those? I don't know how many of you know, but first, that no team playing in their home country had won the T20 World Cup. Second, no team had defended the World Cup back to back. So, meaning the previous World Cup we had won in 24. So, there is no history which says that a team has won it back to back twice. So, that was second odd against us. Third, that no team has won it thrice. So a lot of teams have won it, not a lot. A few of the teams have won it, like England has won, West Indies has won it twice, but three times nobody had won. So that was the third odd against us. Fourth, that India had never beaten New Zealand in a T20 World Cup match. And the score line was 3-0. So, which means three previous encounters across World Cups, and we were on the losing side. And fifth, Ahmedabad, like I had mentioned in my video, that for some reason we could not win in Ahmedabad. But it's such a happy feeling that all these five odds we could beat. And usually it's not very easy when the odds are stacked against you to kind of come out trumps, but our team did it. So that was something fantastic, and kudos and salute to Gautam Gambhir and his style of play, which clearly yielded us great results. Of course, Surya as well for being a great leader that he's been to the team, and of course, every single player who was a match winner on a given day and helped us lift this trophy yet again. So kudos, claps, and cheers for Team India. So we won it, but we were greatly helped by our dear friends Kiwis. The New Zealanders actually helped us by taking certain decisions which I could not fathom. So, for example, winning the toss and choosing to bowl, whereas we know that in Ahmedabad, any team who bats first has a higher likelihood of winning the match. So that was one very strange decision, especially knowing the fact that Indian batting could have been put under pressure had they been batting second and chasing the target. This one, though, they got a free license, that okay, go hit out, because it's the first inning, so you can afford to depend on your bowlers that they can win it for you. So that was one clear reason that I could not understand why they did it. Second is that Cole McConkey, who was a fantastic off spinner for them, and he played extremely well throughout the World Cup, but they chose to not play him, and which was very surprising. I'll tell you on two counts. Number one, that he was a great bowler and performed very well, and number two, Indian batsmen have struggled against off spin, and everybody exploited it throughout the tournament. So, not taking Cole McConkey and taking instead Jacob Duffy, who's a fast bowler, was a bit of a surprise to me, and a lot of other experts also mentioned this. So that was the second reason which sort of helped our cause. Third reason is that while the power play was on and India was batting, I remember the first and the second overs were tight. I believe first over only 7 runs were scored, and second over only 5 runs. And the second over was bowled by Glenn Phillips, who is an offie. So that offie did well, and ideally Mitchell Santner, who's the captain of New Zealand, should have continued with him in the following over as well. But he chose to not give him that over, and you know what? He never got an over for the rest of the innings. And we all know the score, 250. And had Glenn Phillips maybe bowled 2, 3, or even full quota of 4 overs, maybe the score would have been somewhere around 230 to 35, and it would have been a completely different ball game thereafter. So there were these three really questionable reasons, especially coming from New Zealand. You expect these kind of errors from teams like Pakistan, who tend to be not very tactically smart. But teams like New Zealand are extremely good with their tactics. And if we remember clearly in 2023 World Cup that India lost against Australia, it was largely due to smart tactics by Pat Cummins, the captain there. So I feel that this is something that New Zealand, despite being very strong tactically, missed a big point, and hence it helped our cause. But who cares? As long as we won it, it's great. But yeah, that was a slight observation that I had. I thought must bring it to your notice as well. So let's talk about the match. What happened during the match? We started off exceedingly well, and our dear friend Abhishek Sharma could finally get a very strong innings up front. He scored 50 of 18 balls, and that was the fastest T20 half century this World Cup. So that's something that helped him clearly. And like I said, that New Zealand also helped his cause by not bowling Glenn Phillips, also not selecting Cole McConkey. So, anyways, but coming to the point that he did make that impressive score, and that helped us score what 100 runs in some 8 odd overs. So clearly, the platform was brilliantly laid. We moved forward and we continued the firing brand of cricket, something that we are very well known by now, and something that I feel that that's really been the reason why India has been able to win this World Cup, because it's always been a team effort. Rarely you would see in this campaign that we won a match because of one person. And of course, it doesn't usually happen in any teams, but more so in our team, we could see that it was a very strong trend, and that really helped our cause to kind of get going. So we scored amongst the top five totals of T20 World Cups. And you know what? In that list of top five, number one, like I mentioned last time also, is Sri Lanka with a score of 260 way back in 2007. Second is us. Third is us, which was this total. Fourth is West Indies, and fifth is again us. So India has now got in T20 World Cups amongst the top five totals, three of them belongs to us. And all three of them came in this campaign in 2026 itself. So that goes to show how much has our team improved after winning the 2024 World Cup, and hence the reason why we could continue to dominate even in this World Cup and come out trumps. So that was a fantastic thing. Of course, once we scored such a big score, thereafter New Zealand, of course, had to, just like England, just go hell for leather for the score, and they started playing their shots. And what happened? Finn Allen hit a big one, but it went up in the air, and Shivam Dubey was under it and he missed the catch. So something that I'm really shocked and surprised that the number of catches we've dropped, and I believe our catching efficiency, they didn't come up with a stat at the end of the tournament, but would have been the worst. And there is this popular quote which says catches win your matches, but we've literally won the tournament despite missing so many catches. So Shivam missed it. Finn Allen was on zero, and Finn Allen, their opener, had scored in the semi-finals a 33 ball 100. And then I was really scared that, oh my god, now this guy will make us pay. But luckily, he got out later in Akshar Patel's bowling, and we had a fantastic time in the second innings. Hardly was there any time during the match where we felt that we were under pressure. We were not actually. Tim Seifert, of course, he was playing very well, and he had a lovely half century as well. Had a strike rate of 200, but that was not enough. Somebody had to score beyond 100 if it had to be one player. And if it had to be a group of players to gun down this 250 score, then of course a lot of players had to do well, which of course they could not. And at the end, we won it by 96 runs. So I think it was overall a fantastic victory, and something that we have always believed that we could do. And that perfect game that we were hoping for happened in the final. And literally, if you observe, barring those little bit of lapses on the field, like even Hardik Pandya at the very end missed a simple fielding chance, and the ball went for 4 runs. So, barring those two lapses, I think our bowling and batting was outstanding. And of course, who came to the party where it came to bowling? It was of course Bumrah, right? The way he is shocked batsmen by bowling the first ball as a slower one. Last time it was Harry Brook, the captain of England, who went out to that slower ball with a fantastic catch by Akshar. And this time it was Rachin Ravindra again. He also got out with a fantastic catch, this time around by Ishan Kishan. So that was something very impressive by Bumrah. And then later on, of course, he's a master of this trade when it comes to death overs. He came and picked up three more wickets, and ultimately he was, in my mind, a man of the tournament because he took the highest, joint highest wickets in the tournament, and he should have been the main impact player. But just because of Sanju's impactful knocks that he had in the last 3 4 innings, I think that helped his cause, and eventually it was him. But he, of course, deserved it as much as Bumrah did, because had it not been for Sanju in the West Indies match, in the England match, and of course even in the finals, then I don't think we would have posted such good scores, which has helped us to kind of win the matches. And who else came to the party? It was our vice captain, somebody that is mostly very underrated as a player. Unfortunately, was dropped during the tournament as well in one of the matches. But yeah, he came to the party. Got Finn Allen out. Like I said, he was the centurion in the semi-final and has got an outstanding attacking game. He and Tim Seifert, had these two guys gone on, we would have had a bit of a hard attack in the center. But Akshar got him out at the boundary, brilliantly bowled by him. Later on, another very impactful player from New Zealand, Glenn Phillips, he also hit a six off Akshar, and he was also looking great. But again, the guile of Akshar's bowling helped once again. He bowled a loopy ball and got Glenn to commit to it, and he was trying to hit it out of the park and got clean bowled. So Akshar again played a fantastic role. And later in the innings, again, he got Daryl Mitchell out, who is, we all know how much of a headache he has been in the ODI tournament that we played before this World Cup. So Akshar got three amazing wickets. So kudos to him. I think he deserves a salute the way he fielded in the previous match in semi-final. Also, of course, took wickets in the previous match, and this time around getting three besides Bumrah's four. I think that was where we broke the back of the chase, and that's what got us to that amazing end. And of course, during the batting, Ishan Kishan deserves credit for the way he went about his business yet again. Another half century, another 200 strike rate, and another guy who has been super consistent is Shivam Dubey. He also got us those important runs, 20, 26 runs in 8 balls. So 300 strike rate at a very crucial time. And he continues to deliver. A very simple guy. I heard that at the end of the tournament, he took a train from Ahmedabad to Bombay because the flights were all getting packed or something. So a very simple guy, very nice guy that is really helping our cause. So all's well that ends well. Extremely happy, extremely excited about how India today is a powerful force, dominating one at that, and long may it live. You know what? In order for any cricket team to win a World Cup, you know how many match winners do you need? I'll tell you. They say that you need at least seven match winners if you have to have a tournament in your hands again and again. So then I was thinking to myself that that's such a factual thing. And then I was trying to list down the names of our seven match winners this World Cup. And you know what the names are? Of course, number one is our dear, fantastic Ahmedabadi boy, Jasprit Bumrah. Second is Sanju Samson. Third is Ishan Kishan, who, of course, played a fabulous knock and continued to be brilliant. Fourth is Shivam Dubey, who constantly kept chipping in with his bat and also whenever required with the ball. Of course, he had better tournaments before, but during the T20 World Cup, he had a few impactful wickets that he took. Fifth, Hardik Pandya, like I had mentioned earlier, invaluable, fantastic guy, can open the bowling, and of course, then comes late during the batting and smashes the ball all around. So that's the fifth one. Sixth one is Akshar Patel. Of course, we mentioned how important he's now become to our T20 lineup. And who's the last one? Seventh, we've got Tilak Verma, right? Who played amazingly well after he was asked to bat in place of almost Rinku Singh and came and gave those impactful innings. But you know what? The list does not end there. We've got an eighth player as well, and that's Arshdeep Singh. You saw how crucial he was in certain matches where he was literally the match winner by bowling some amazing tight overs, 3 4 5 run overs, at times getting us a lot of wickets. He was not too far behind Bumrah in the wickets column. So that's something that we had. So actually, in our lineup, we didn't have seven but eight match winners. So that's something that is super duper show. And if this continues, I'm very confident that we will win a lot many tournaments. And of course, Surya is eyeing the Olympics, where we are for the first time. Cricket is getting a chance to be a part of the Olympics as well. So that's something that we are eyeing, and hopefully we should do well. And of course, another T20 World Cup 2 years later is happening. And if we have these kind of 7, 8 match winners, I think we'll do very well. But like I always say, let's also look at areas that we could do better. So now in a lineup of 11, there are only three players left who we've not spoken about. Let's speak about them. Varun Chakravarti. Sorry, I have nothing against him, but I had mentioned that he had to be dropped for this match. Luckily, everybody else performed so well. We had eight match winners, so we could win the match. But clearly, Varun, if you saw his bowling figures, 3 overs, 39 runs, and 1 wicket. Now, going for 13 runs and over in a match where everybody else in the Indian lineup was below 9 runs and over was clearly the difference. So he is getting smashed, and how? And that 1 wicket he got was of course, Tim Seifert, important wicket, but it was a six, that it was traveling for a six. But Ishan Kishan, again a brilliant fielding attempt at the boundary, and he got the catch. So I believe that Varun is not so much a match winner at the end of this World Cup. Second person is Abhishek Sharma. He could not be as much a match winner that he was prior to this tournament. And of course, Surya. Surya also played a very good innings against US. But that's about it. After that, he could not create much of an impact. For Surya and Abhishek, it's only a matter of time. Like we saw that Abhishek already got a very valuable knock at the very end of the tournament. And Surya, of course, also should be fine. But Varun, I think that's the match winner that we had. And suddenly, despite being a number one T20 bowler in the world, he, I think, has been sorted out. And more than his mystery being unraveled, I think his confidence has taken a massive hit. So I think he'll need to work more mentally. Gautam Gambhir, Surya, everybody will have to really give him a very different treatment. I don't know what, but that's something that's going to be very, very important if he has to come back to be a match winner. Otherwise, he might just have a downslide, and he might need a break. I feel that he has to be away from all the cricket for a while before he can come back with that confidence. But you know what? He can't do that because we've got IPL starting very, very shortly. And that's something that will either help him figure out the problem or make it worse for him. So let's see, keeping my fingers crossed, because I really like that bowler. Is a very smart guy, very intelligent guy. And I really hope we get that tool, or rather ammunition, back when we are fighting for our title defense again in 28 or even in Olympics. So that's something that I'm really hoping that India has to do a better job at. So that's that. We are sorted with the T20 World Cup, and what a fantastic end, and what brilliant campaign it was watching it. But while we come to an end, there is also something exciting coming our way. And before I mention that, I think I must thank all of you who've been very patiently watching my videos. And some of you on Insta, some of you have gone on to YouTube and seen the full video. So I'm very glad. I got a call from Samir, who was a part of our team in Audi in Surat. And he was mentioning how he was enjoying the videos. Thanks, Samir, for that. And also recently, I spoke to Harsh, who lives in the US, happens to be one of our relatives' husband. And he told me how, I should chip in between and just not wait for the weekend to happen, and sort of post a few short videos also, especially when this episode happened of Pakistan and Bangladesh. I'd put up a post on that because there was not much of time to really speak about it. But how it got really funny that Salman Ali Agha, the captain of Pakistan, was on the non-striker's end, and he was trying to pass the ball, and Mehdi Hassan, the Bangladesh captain, thought he wanted to run him out, and he got it. It was within the laws, and he was actually out. And how furious he got, it was hilarious. So Harsh was telling me that why don't you put up something nice on that? It's gone viral, etc. But yeah, all in all, I think this is the very reason that I started this channel. I wanted to really speak my heart about cricket, and some of you it resonates well with all the cricket lovers, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching, all my family members, close friends. Thanks for all your messages, and I'll keep at it. I promise to be as regular as every Sunday, but that's about it. I don't think I can find time, but enjoying. Yeah, this is what I'm doing as my Sunday hobby. And the next one is IPL, and that's something that's going to be, oh my God, an onslaught of matches every single night. So yeah, it's gonna be tough time in a lot of households. A lot of wives will be very unhappy with the fact that the husbands might be glued to the TV. Some of the young kids will be told by the parents to keep a watch and not to constantly be at the IPL. But yeah, it's gonna be a festival. It's gonna be a lot of T20 cricket that we've been so loving it. So that's something that I look forward to, and I support RCB. So looking at how well they played last season, and Mo Bobat, who is their director of cricket, who is a proven performer when it comes to winning tournaments. I'm very, very hopeful that he will pull off another heist and win this title as well for RCB. And yeah, so I support RCB. So I'll now see you next after the IPL tournament begins, which is, I guess, on the 28th of March. So post that, I'll see you guys around. Thanks. Keep watching. Bye bye.